want to be a piano teacher. This was because I admired my piano teacher. And I also remember a friend saying, I want to be a pilot and travel to various countries. And the boy next to her said, what? You're a girl and you want to be a pilot? That's boy's job, right? I'm different one. I didn't think about it too much then. But I now realize that I have been subconsciously most professions into girls and boys' jobs. So what could have been the reasons behind in this kind of thinking? I think two major causes could be education and daily life. For example, in picture books that small children read, there are parts only men or only women are drawn. In many of these books, pages about doctors and pilots are shown men. Then, in everyday conversation, when people talk about their professions, we often hear, this job is not suitable for a girl. Maybe you and I even told or said, but aren't you a girl? I have uttered these words myself. Age-old misconceptions about girls and what they can do still remain. For a long time, in Japan and in many other parts of the world, girls did not receive an education. Has much changed? Let's take a look at the history. It was natural for girls to stay at home, do housework, and eventually raise children. In the middle of the Edo period, schools for commoners called terakoya were built. Here, boys and girls could get an education. However, after finishing terakoya, only boys could continue their education, and girls remaining at home did not change. In the Meiji period, the basic law of education was developed. Opportunities for women to receive education and take up the important roles in society emerged. Due to influence of Western countries, governments recognized the importance of women's education, but still many disagreed with women's social advancement. In the Taisho period, so women take part of the labor force. During the Showa period, World War II returned women the role required of them by society, this time pushing them to marry, produce large families, and sacrifice their sons to the war. They became professional housewives, whose education was limited to obtaining a particular set of skills. With such history, it's not surprising that gender roles such as men work, women do housework, and childcare are so strongly rooted in our culture. Utako Shimoda, a founder of Jisen Women's Educational Institute, sought to enlighten Japanese public by promoting domestic science. In order to gather social and financial support for girls' education, Shimoda wanted it to recognize that just like a boys' secondary education, their education would benefit not only their families, but society and the country as well. While reading about this, I think women's education in Japan would finally move forward, but I think this simply reinforces of the role of women as good wives and wise mothers. It is obvious that we have had to overcome various challenges, and there are also various reasons why I think there are certain things only men can do. Let's look at our country's leadership. We haven't had a female prime minister yet. I haven't not yet seen a woman in this particular position which holds so much power and responsibility. So it leads me and other young girls like me to think that this is something only men can do. On the world stage, Hillary Clinton, who runs for President of the United States, said that there is a glass ceiling for women's political advancement. And I think the same can be said for Japan. Japan is among the most developed countries, but is significantly behind in this regard. While India and Pakistan, which are less developed, have already seen their first female prime ministers. Women's political advancement can greatly improve our awareness of what women can do in every area of society. It is important for us to take a step forward to create a society like this in the future. For example, in my school, we participate in a project called Child Fund Japan. We advocate for children to reach their full potential regardless gender or economic status. This includes supporting their education from an early age. I made a poster at the school festival the other day. It feels good to contribute in this way and to know that even a high school student can make a difference. I think that doing such activities will lead to a world where small children can talk about their dreams without worrying about what others will say. It's time to break the wall, to be given equal opportunities in education and society, to be on the way to a future where girls from all over the world can say, "I'm glad I was born a girl." Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Yamada. We will wait